Welcome to How to Become an Influencer and How to Build Your Reputation as an Expert in Your Market. My name is Frank Rumbauskas. If you don't know me, I am the author of the New York Times best-selling book, Never Cold Call Again, and many other books, many other training courses, a whole lot of online training, corporate training, speaking events, and so on and so forth. The bottom line is that I am a strong influencer in my field of expertise, which is sales and marketing. Increasingly, that's becoming LinkedIn and online marketing. And what I'm going to show you here in this very extensive, very thorough course is how you can become an influencer in your field or your industry of choice if you're looking to start something new. Be sure before jumping into this course that you've printed out the course book that you should have received as a PDF download, as well as the course workbook, because you'll need to be sure to do those workbook exercises when prompted to throughout the course, because they're going to give you what you need to know to build your foundation and your prominence as an influencer. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into this introductory module of how to become an influencer. Now, it's obvious that influence is a powerful, powerful tool in business as well as life in general. One of our own founding fathers here in the USA, John Hancock, rose to prominence during the American Revolution, not because he was a politician, but even before that, it was because of his influence in the business world as a successful business person. He was asked to contribute ideas for one of our most important founding documents, the Declaration of Independence, which is one of the most important political documents in the history of the world, let alone the United States. And here's what he had to say about influence. The greatest ability in business is to get along with others and to influence their actions. So think about that and let that sink in, because when we're trying to get somebody to buy something, when we're selling to or marketing to someone, what we're really doing is attempting to influence their actions. And of course, the desired action is to get them to buy. When people perceive you as having credibility and expertise in a given field, your opinion and your recommendations gain vital credibility. Your ideas and the content you create, whether delivered through audio, video, text, social media, or any other form of media, is quickly shared and taken to heart. Most importantly, people respect your experience and trust your knowledge and trust your opinion. When influential people, for example, the President of the United States, speak, their target audience hangs onto every single word. The audience recognizes that there is significant value in what the influencer has to share and that there are positive rewards for following his or her advice. That is the power of influence, to affect behavior because of the reputation you have earned as a reliable leader and a problem-solving specialist in a particular field, someone who always has his or her followers' best interests at heart. And that's really what you want to strive for and shoot for in becoming a strong influencer of your target audience. Marketing through influence is now more important than ever to the success of yourself and to your business. A 2014 McKinsey study showed that word of mouth from happy customers generated twice as many sales as paid advertising. Think about that. Word of mouth from happy customers generated twice as many sales as paid advertising. When you look at the hundreds of billions of dollars that are spent every year on paid advertising, that really hits home. Oh, and by the way, those customers also delivered a 37% higher retention rate. So they had more than a third of a percentage of coming back and doing more business than those who are gained through paid advertising. Hint, hint, that's a big reason why I've scaled back on paid advertising at nevercoldcall.com. It's because word of mouth is bringing in more business than paying for ads ever has. So why does this happen? Pretty simple. It's because the balance of power between customers and companies has changed. The overabundance of advertising and marketing messages has caused people to become wary when they sense that a sales pitch is being delivered to them. However, those people hold great value. Even though they dislike direct marketing per se, they respect their friends' opinions on products and services. They look upon those people as influencers. Therefore, they're more likely to make a purchase following a friend's recommendation or, of course, that of an influencer. This is what influence marketing is all about. It's about developing a reputation for expertise and credibility in a particular market while growing that reputation through strong relationships with your target audience. It's about connecting with your prospects. Influential business people can communicate effectively within their marketplace. They understand the psychological side of marketing and the power to influence someone's behaviors and beliefs about purchasing. The benefits of effective influence marketing can be global or personal. It depends simply on what effect you're trying to produce or what action you're trying to get your target market to take. Influencers can quickly and easily expand the reach of their brand when their opinions and ideas are trusted. For example, you can use your influence to increase traffic flow to your website, sell more products, attract more advertisers, or build a massive online following that attracts joint venture opportunities, affiliates, referrals, and even media attention. One of the best ways to receive all of those benefits is to become a social influencer. This allows you to springboard off your reputation into a community while building your credibility and working towards your business goals. So what is a social influencer? Have you ever been to a party and noticed that there was one individual who everyone gravitated towards? They call that a magnetic personality. That person has a social influence and was a social influencer because he or she had developed and refined social skills that were attractive in a party or a social setting. And this is what you want to become in your industry. Whether you realize it or not, the decisions you make on a daily basis are influenced in some way. This is especially true where social media is concerned. People flock to social networks for a feeling of belonging. Once there, their actions and belief are influenced by those perceived as leaders in the group, and that's what you want to do, become one of those perceived leaders. So do this. Pick some form of social media that's relevant and advantageous to your market. Usually it's going to be LinkedIn and or Facebook, and begin working on building your influence there. That is all social influence is. It's the power to affect the decisions and the actions of others in some social setting through your identity as a knowledgeable and trustworthy expert in your field. Your expert status can be actual or simply perceived by your audience. It's that simple. So how do you become an influencer? Influencing behavior of any kind begins with building strong relationships. Your target prospects must enjoy and benefit from the relationship they have with you before they will allow you to impact their decisions. This means you absolutely must be seen as someone who is not only knowledgeable in a particular field, but also a person who acts with integrity and honesty at all times. You should specialize in one area rather than trying to dominate a large market. It's been said that the jack of all trades is good at none of them. It's a quicker, a much easier path to influence when you target a smaller, definable niche. You've seen this in my business. It started from general sales training, and my most profitable niche now is LinkedIn training. So nevercoldcall.com is a great example of that. Here's another thing. Influencers are very visible. Your face, your name, your company's brand, your personal brand, they must all be out there at all times. You've got to build a confident and dependable picture of you and your business, and you'll more effectively create loyalty and trust in your followers. People are generally drawn towards those individuals and organizations that show confidence and self-assurance. To become influential, you must also understand that your market is always changing. Learn to be proactive rather than reactive to change. Realize that becoming an influencer in your market requires taking whatever steps are necessary to becoming successful in your particular field. Now, before you get started, know that this is not an overnight process. Just like anything worth doing, it will take time and effort. Reliable, sustainable influence in your market depends on constantly providing value to your target audience. And remember that influence achieved quickly is also lost just as quickly. It's about always thinking of how you can best serve your market rather than focusing on your own personal and business goals. You got to keep your goals in mind, but to get to those goals, you got to think about how you can best serve your market, your customers, your clients, your audience. This means becoming an impactful presence in your industry And doing that is probably going to take time. That's actually good news because a consistent track record of solving problems and helping others achieve results will survive a hell of a lot longer than any flash in the pan or fly by night respect you earn artificially in a short period of time. So how do you create influence? What steps can you do to build a perception that you're an expert who consistently helps those people in your target market? Well, you do that by understanding the components of influence. When you know what influence is, how to obtain it, and how to measure it, and where to nurture it, you have the formula to make yourself an industry influencer. So let's talk about the learning objectives of this course. Here's what you're going to learn. Upon completion, you will be able to gauge and improve the strength of your online reputation, identify influence marketing opportunities and benefit from them. You'll be able to use simple methods proven to build the perception that you are an influential specialist in your market, and create market-appropriate content that shows you're an expert in your field. You'll be able to locate the areas where you need to be the best to grow your influence. Measure and monitor your online influence in your target market. Increase your customer base and loyalty by reinforcing the idea that you are influential in your field. Here's a best practice tip. Take notes in your course workbook. Be sure to print that out and have it by your side at all times as you go through this course. Highlight sections of text so you can quickly refer to them later. This will make putting together your market influence action plan in the final module much, much easier. Now here's a basic overview of the 4 main modules that we'll be covering in the course that put together will help you build your reputation as a strong, respected industry influencer. We're going to go through each of these influence components in turn, starting with the proven strategies, then content, then presence, and finally the measurement of influence. Over the next 4 modules of this course, you will start becoming a market influencer. You'll build a foundation that makes you the trusted go-to source for information and recommendations in your market. More importantly, you're going to learn how to use that market expert status to increase the number of customers you have and the bottom line profits you will generate. Translation, this is going to lead to money in your pocket. When you're recognized as delivering an influential impact in your market and niche, your business success will come much more easily, and this starts by identifying those areas where you excel in building influence. You should also list the goals you expect to accomplish by taking this course.